So, good morning to one and all. This is Dr. Pranay Dute, and I am here to deliver a lecture on the topic cold and its classification. So, our today's topic is related to the your a part of your paper, that is the elementary physical and structural geology for BSc second semester geology honors course. The this subject is completely having a bifurcate or divided into three different parts. That is elementary, means a basic fundamental about the subject geology. Then you have a physical, like you have a physical geology or geo whatever the things are there, physical processes that is operating on earth. Then you have a structural geology. So that is structural geology. Structural geology is nothing but the whatever the structure that is present on Earth. We study that structure, and the whatever the structure and landform we study under this is coming under the structural geology part. Structural geology part. So the objective of this lecture is to know the process of fold formation and how we can classify the fold, whatever the process of the fold formation and how we can get classified fold. So now the fold is nothing but the a fold is nothing but a plastic deformation. A fold is nothing but a plastic deformation. Continuity of material maintained after the deformation. Continuity of the material. So fold are systematically curved layer of rock. A fold is nothing but a curved layer rock. If if this is an page, if this is an rock, if this is an rock, and if you apply some stress from the both side, whether it's a tensional compressional, it is a tensional, there is a different type of stress. So if you apply stress in this on this rock formation, you may after some time you may find that this rocks get bent. This is a bending of rock. This is a bending of rock happen, and this is a how your fold has been formed. This is how your fold has been formed. So fold is defined, or we can say the fold is a structure which is produced when the originally planar surface become bent or curved as a result of deformation. So fold is a structure that is produced original planar. So now this one is a plane one. This one is a planar surface, and this planar surface is become bent. This planar surface become bent or curved. This this one is bent or curved as a result of deformation. The deformation due to the two sides are get this one close. So that's how your fold is formed. That's how your fold is formed. So folds are expression of plastic type of deformation which produce a more gradual but more continuous change in a rock. So fold is a undulation or conclusion. So when you have a plastic more gradual but more continuous changes. So plasticity means the movement of this one. Plasticity means a movement of this one is a gradual and more continuous change in the rock. Now, what we are going to see the geometry of fold. Geometry of fold. Yesterday we see about the fault geometry in previous lecture. Now we are going to see the geometry of fold. So the fold is having a different component. Fold is having a different component. Like you have a hinge. Fold is having a hinge. Hinge is it is a area of maximum curvature. Hinge is nothing but the area of maximum curvature. So if this is an fold, if this is an fold, the area is in a middle. The area which is in a middle is having a highest curvature. It is having a highest curvature. It is a closer of fold sometime. It is a closer means it is having a the fold is close here somewhere. So limb is a hinge is a maximum curvature where you find a highest degree of deep or curvature, that is known as hinge. Next to hinge, you have a limb. What is a limb? Limb is nothing but a two side. So this is a if this is an fold, this is an fold. This two sides, one and two. This bending sides. This bending sides is known as a limb. Hinge is a maximum curvature point. Limb is a when you have a this two component or uh, two part of the bending sequence is known as limb. Then you have a hinge line. When you have a hinge line, when it is possible, define a line of maximum curvature. So what about the hinge point and hinge line? The basic difference between hinge point and hinge line is hinge is a point, means maximum curvature point. Here you have 1 point, here you have 2 point, 3 points. So this one is a point. Hinge is a point. Whereas hinge line is when this all the points get joined together. All the points get joined together. That is known as the hinge line. Okay. So a single fold is comprised of a hinge and a two limb. The two part from one part and second part. Okay, so you have a hinge is a single one. Hinge is a single one. Hinge line you find always a single one. But limbs you can have a two different limbs. Limbs you can have a two different limbs. Okay. In a series of fold, each limb is shared between the adjacent fold. In a series of fold, each limb is shared between the adjacent fold. Axial plane. Axial plane. A imaginary plane which is equidistant from the each limb of the fold and which also bisect the angle between the two limbs is called as the axial plane. Axial plane is nothing but the imaginary plane which is equiadjacent from each limb of fold and which bisect the angle between the two limbs called the axial plane. What is the axial plane? Axial plane is nothing but a imaginary line. Means it's not that you are going into the field and find axial planes. Where is that axial plane? Where is that axial plane? It's not like that. It's not like that. You have a axial plane is an imaginary line which bisect or which divided fold into the two equal half. Divided fold into two equal half. That is your axial plane, imaginary line. That is your axial plane, which is your imaginary line. Then you have an axial plane actually curve the hinge zone of the fold along the line. You have a hinge zone. What is the hinge zone? Hinge zone is nothing but bifurcation of this one. That is your hinge zone. Then you have a fold axial surface. Then you have a fold axial surface. Fold axial surface is the surface which passes through the hinge line and successive surfaces. Such a is not a general, not a plane is known as surface plane. So you can see this fold, a different kind of fold. A cylindrical fold A is a cylindrical fold characterized by straight hinge and a non-cylindrical fold by a curved hinge line. So why you have a straight hinge and curved hinge line? Because the different kind of different kind of axial plane. If axial plane is a straight one, if you have a straighter one, you have a, this cylindrical straight hinge line, and a non-cylindrical fold have a curved hinge line. Then you have a interlink angle. Then the terminology next to the that, you have a interlink angle. What is mean by interlink angle? A smaller angle made by the limb of pole is known as interlink angle. So it's very easy to understand if you looking this picture a detail. So you have a fold, and the limb of the fold is make some angles, make some angles. This angle is known as interleave angle. This angle is known as interleave angle. The size of interleave angle can be measured for the intensity of deformation. The attitude of the fold axis is measured as an angle between the axis and the horizontal. The angle which must be measured in a vertical plane is termed as the plunge. So plunge is nothing but the attitude of the fall. The plunge is nothing but the attitude of the fold axis measured as an angle between the axis and the horizontal. The attitude of the fold axis is measured as a angle between the axis and the horizontal. So that is known as the plunge. This angle which must be measured in the vertical plane is termed as the plunge. Now the terms which is very used, commonly used, the term is known as the crust and trough. The term is known as crust and trough. What is mean by crust and what is in an inclined fold? Highest and lowest fold of the lowest point of the fold surface, highest and the lowest point on the fold surface don't in general correspond to the hinge. It is sometimes advantageous to use the term crest and trough, crust and trough for this point. So crust and trough is nothing but a two sequences. So this one is a crust, this one is a crust, this one is a trough. So in the inclined things, you have a both this crust and trough. You have a crust and trough. Then you have a amplitude and wavelength. You have a amplitude and wavelength. What is mean by amplitude and what is mean by wavelength? You may study this already in the, if you are having a physics in your plus two. What is mean by amplitude and wavelength? This one is already studied. So two elements are helpful in measuring the size of the pole if the hinge are not visible. Instead of taking the distance between the two inflection point either side of the pole hinge. Inflection point, a point where the sense of the curvature changes from one pole to the another pole. So if you are looking this diagram, you can have a idea about the different terminologies of associated with the fold. So this is the maximum curvature is your hinge line. This is a limb, hinge. This is a limb, Then you have a fold angle, you have a fold angle, and you have a wavelength. So what is the mean by wavelength? Wavelength is nothing but a difference between the two hinge point, two different fold, and the difference between this one is known as wavelength. Now, now the this one all are the folds. This is the terminology associated with fold. We already seen what is mean by fold is nothing but a zigzag like structure that is present or that is formed by the some intense activity of the system. Then you have a then you have a full dimension, that is a crust and trough. Crust is the your this part is known as crust. This one is known as trough. So crust and trough, these two parts. Then you have a classification of fold. Then you have a classification of fold. There are four main ways to classify the fold: direction of closing, attitude of axial surface, size of interlimb angle, and profile. So this is a different kind of, you can say, the different kind of criteria on which you are. So first one, we see the classification on the basis of direction of closing or a closure. So fold that close upward and two limb are dipping away from hinge, these are termed as antiform. How we can, what, why we are saying this antiform? This is an antiform, this is a synform. So synform and antiform is just like your basin and a dome. A basin and dome. Basin is having a, whatever the basin at your home, that structure is known as basin structure, and this one is a synform structure. Then you have a fold that close upward and the two limbs are dipping away from the hinge. These are termed as antiform. This is, and those close or downward and two limbs are dipping down, each called synform. I will show you this in a better way. So you have a fold. Okay. Now you have two form. One is synform. One is synform and one is antiform. One is antiform. Synform, well, antiform. So how your synform is looks like and how your antiform is looks like. It is a function of limb, where your limb is get bend. So for a synform, this is your limb. This one is your limb. So this limb is get away from each other. This limb is get away from each other. If you see the direction, it goes away from each other. Whereas in antiform, what happen? Your both the limb get together. Okay. So this is a synform where you have a limb outside going outside. This one is a antiform where you have at the junction. So this one is the antiform and synform definition. Pole that close sideways are called a neutral pole, means neither a synform or nor a antiform. Neither a synform nor a antiform. That fold is known as neutral pole. In contrast to antiform or a synform, sideways closing pole from axial plane deep zero, recumbent fold to axial plane vertical through recline. A sideways closing fold whose angle hinge angle line is parallel to the direction of deep and axial plane is called a neutral fold. What is the neutral? Means neither in a syncline form, neither in an antiform. So you can have a two different kind of forms for this one, but that if the fold is not fitted in a syn form and not fitted in an antiform, you can go for the third one. Then next, under the normal condition when bedding become a younger upward, antiform contain older rock in the core and known as a anticline. Known as a anticline. So under the normal condition when bedding become a younger upward, a bedding become a younger upward, this one is known as anticline. The term anticline should strictly apply only the fold with older rocks in the core and conversely a syncline is a fold which contain younger rock in the core. In an area of more complex folding where strata is commonly inverted, it is possible to find a downward closing and anticline and upward closing syncline. So what this all the points can tell you about? You can see the picture, the older and younger rock combination, or older and younger rock combination. So in this picture, you can see the a sync line. So you can have a younging direction here in sync line, a younging direction here in the sync antic line. This one is mostly a older retrostate. So this one is a different kind of strata or different kind of unit there. Again, we come to the topic, same topic of anticline and syncline. So already explained you many times what is meant by anticline and what is meant by syncline. So folds may be divided into three broad types based on the deep axial surface: upright, inclined, recumbent, inverted, or overturned. As this is a different kind of a broad aspect on which your fold is get converted. The upright. What is mean by upright? Upright is nothing but the angle of 80%, 80 degrees Celsius angle when achieved, that is known as upright. So this is a three different kind of fold. upright fold, vertically or steeply dipping axial plane, inclined fold, or moderately dipping axial plane. Inclined fold, recumbent fold, upright fold. This is the inverted or overturned fold. Inverted or overturned fold. This is an inclined fold. Two limbs are dipping in a different direction. So inclined fold, two limbs are dipping on a different direction, maybe with a different angle. But if two limbs are dipping in the same direction, this fold is termed as inverted fold. This term is known as inverted fold. One limb in such a fold is normal and other is inverted. Means you can see the one limb up to here is a normal, and the another one is get overturned. So now you can easily see the four different kind of fold. Each fold is having some different characteristic. Each fold is having some different characteristic. So what is mean by symmetrical fold? What is mean by symmetrical fold? Symmetrical fold is nothing but a fold where both limb are get inclined and weights in an equal angle at an equal angle. This one is known as symmetrical fold. This one is known as symmetrical. When you have a two limb that can be inclined and having some some angle, that is known as asymmetrical fold. So symmetrical and asymmetrical both are the important criteria to classify the fold. Then you have a overturned fold. Then you have overturned fold. What is overturned fold? When the limbs get plunge, limbs get having a plunging direction on some direction. That is known as overturned fold. That is known as overturned fold. So this is a different four kind of fold. So whatever the classification till now we see, that is a based on the attitude of axial surface. Now you have a classification based on the interlimb angle. So interlimb angle is nothing but the angle which join the two the join the angle of the limb. That is your interlimb angle, and the classification is based on this one. So fold classification on the basis of interlimb angle is 0 to 10 degrees Celsius. That is your isoclinum. 10 to 60 tight. 60 to 120 open. 120 and above, that is your gentle. So you have a different kind of fold on the basis of interlimb angle. The only criteria which applied here is the interlimb angle. The next is a classification based on the fold profile. So this is the most widely used classification of the fold. The fold profile is the shape of the folded layer observed in the plane perpendicular to the fourth axis. A fold display considerable variation in style, hence further classification is basis of fold profile. So on the basis of fold profile, you can classify a parallel fold. A parallel fold is the simple A parallel fold is the simplest parallel fold in which the adjacent fold surface or layer are parallel. The thickness of the folded layer measured particular to the fold surface. So, special case of parallel fold is a concentric fold where the adjacent fold surface are acquired with the of common center. Next, similar fold. In this type of fold, the orthogonal thickness of the fold layer systematically maintain uniform thickness measure parallel to the axial surface. The folded layer tend to be bitter in the hinge of the fold and the limbs of the fold. Now you have Chevron fold. This is a very popular fold, Chevron fold. A chevron fold are a small fold that are characterized by straight limbs and a sharp hinge. Typically, they occur in a finely laminated rock such as the displacement between individual lamina. So, chevron fold is nothing but a very closely related fold. You can see this picture. You can identify the how the angle between two limbs is so steep. The angle between two limbs is very steep. That's why it is called as a chevron fold. Then you have a king bands. These are the narrow band only after a 11 after a wide 11 which weights assume which is deeper or gentler than the adjacent part. So in this figure you can see the A figure is a conjugate field, conjugate fold. If both the limbs are equal, symmetrical, if unequal or asymmetrical. So for the symmetrical and asymmetrical, the definition or to identification is very easy. How? The symmetrical are those one which don't have any uh, you can say the difference that so limbs at not difference at so the your limb is not get overturned. In case of asymmetric you have in case of asymmetry you have a angle, you have a angle of fold, that is your asymmetry. Then you have a parasite fold. You have whenever a package of alternating hard and incompatible layer of rock undergoes folding, small folds are developed on this limb and hinge of the layer known as parasite fold. Parasite fold are a fold which is a incomplete layer of rock undergoes folding. So this is a parasite fold. This is a parasite fold. Then you have a concept of the fold system. The facing of fold system refer to the geographic direction. Younging of the long limb as parallel side. It is a it is an fold system such as one presented below facing a challenge changing in as one process major fold hinge. Indeed, west to east. The concept of the vaginus are referred to a general sense of shear involved in the your toward the east. Unfortunately, these organs are referred to a direction of next anticlinal closure. So these all are the fold system about the organs and facing. Then you have a harmonic and disharmonic fold. If the if a thick succession of fold almost follow the same style, they are called as a harmonic fold. If they don't not follow the same style as the layer of fold is called as a disharmonic fold. First one is a harmonic fold, second one is a disharmonic fold. Conjugate fold. Conjugate fold is this fold are found in a fold is a conjugate fold means this kind of picture you can see this kind of picture. So conjugate fold are found in a pair with axial plane are dipping toward each other. Axial plane is what a conjugate fold. Dome and basin, which is a very commonly used terms. Dome and basin. A dome is a structural feature where radial deeps are radial and away from the center. Dome is a just what the basin you have at your home. You just flip that basin to the other side and see the whatever the structure are. That structure is known as dome. That structure is known. Basin is the A structural basin is the counterpart of dome where deeps are toward the structural basin is the counterpart of the dome where deeps are toward the center. Then whatever the classes we are seeing, that is on the basis of different criteria. Now the one of the greatest scientists of the structural geology, one of the greatest scientists or geoscientists you can say that for the structural geology, this classification scheme is based on the deep of isotones. So Ramsey is a scientist who classify them or giving the some of the giving the different kind of classification than the whatever earlier. So same fold have a layer that maintain their thickness through the fold, while others show the thickness limb or hinge this and related features and the related features are get related features were explored by the British geologist John Ramsay, who classified fold geometry into the this one. This is a classification of Ramsay. Many geologists still believe that this classification is a very good one, and they use nowadays also a Ramsay classification. The name of this one actually is a Ramsay classification. Okay, so by orienting fold, so that is the axial trace become a vertical. A lines of a deep of so you have a Ramsey classification on the basis of there. You have three different classes. Isogont converge toward the inner arc. Isogate the inner arc, which is tighter than the outer arc. Deep isogons parallel the axial trace. The shape of the inner and outer arcs are identical. Three, a deep isogones deep isogones diverge toward the inner arc, which is a more open than the. So this is a three different kind of classification of Ramsey. Then your 1A and 2 also subclassify. 1A fold is characterized by thinning of hinge line, while B fold is also called as a parallel fold. The circle shape concentric field fold and constant layer thickness. So these all are the classes of this fold given by the Ramsey. This is what we are study till now. Fold. What I mean by fold? What is the different terminology that is associated with the fold? And then again we see the geometry. Geometry is nothing but a line. Axial plane actually curve the hinge zone of the fold along a drive. A fold axis. So this one all are the classification that is we already gone through. This is the classification. This is the classification. This is the classification. This is the classification. Classification. So all these are the this all are the lecture. This is about the fold and their classification. Now you have this MCQ 10 MCQ question for this lecture. The direction in the try to solve it out, and also this one is in your LMS also. This question are in your LMS also. This is a three question. The direction in which the displacement of rock occur, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. Example of fold mountains are, which is the example of fold mountain. Then faulting occur when cluster rock. So this is a all the question. This is related to your fold what we are studying now. Folding where the folding also takes place on a large scale. This is a question. 10 question you have to solve this 10 question. Note down and solve this 10 question. So this one this is what we are studying now, the different kind of a different kind of you can say the fold mechanism, what type of folds are, and how we classify the fold, and what is the classification scheme that is applied, different criteria we are applying for the classification. So this one is all about the fold and its type, classification, and mechanism behind this folding. Hope you understand this all.
Yes, sir.
of